Have you noticed that prices are rising almost everywhere in the world? Food, fuel, rent, travel, everything feels more expensive than before. At the same time, one currency is becoming stronger globally, the US dollar. But why is inflation happening across countries? And why is the dollar rising all over the world? Let's explain this in simple terms in just a few minutes. What is global inflation? Inflation means a general increase in prices over time. When inflation becomes global, it affects many countries at the same time. Today, global inflation is driven by high energy prices, supply chain disruptions, increased government spending, strong demand after economic recovery. As a result, people everywhere feel pressure on their daily expenses. What does a rising dollar mean? When we say the dollar is rising, it means the US dollar is gaining value compared to other currencies. For example, earlier, $1 could buy fewer foreign currency units. Now, $1 buys more euros, yen, pounds, or rupees. This shows that other currencies are weakening relative to the dollar. Why is the US dollar getting stronger globally? There are 5 main reasons. High interest rates in the United States. The US Federal Reserve has raised interest rates to fight inflation. Higher interest rates attract global investors to US assets. The dollar as a safe haven currency. During global uncertainty, investors trust the dollar the most. It is seen as the world's safest currency. Strong demand for US assets, US bonds, stocks, and banks are considered stable. This increases demand for the dollar worldwide. Global trade in dollars, oil, gas, and many commodities are traded in dollars, so countries need dollars to do international trade. Weakness in other economies. Economic slowdown in Europe, Asia, and developing countries makes their currencies weaker. Compared to the dollar, connection between global inflation and a strong dollar. Global inflation pushes central banks to raise interest rates, but the US raised rates faster and more aggressively. As a result, money flows into the US, the dollar becomes stronger, other currencies weaken. This creates a cycle where a strong dollar makes imports expensive. For many countries, fuel and energy costs increase. Debt repayments in dollars become harder, inflation rises in developing economies. At the same time, US exports become expensive, American tourists gain more buying power abroad, so the impact is uneven across countries. Is a strong dollar good or bad? A strong dollar is not fully good or bad. Good for US investors and importers, good for countries exporting to the US, bad for countries with dollar debt, bad for global inflation control. It creates winners and losers in the global economy. In simple words, global inflation is raising prices worldwide. The US dollar is rising due to higher interest rates and global trust. A strong dollar puts pressure on other currencies. This increases inflation in many parts of the world. Understanding this helps us see how global economics affects daily life. If this video helped you understand global inflation and the rising dollar, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Do you think the dollar will remain strong in the coming years? See you in the next video.